Sue with RageandApathy.com, and we are here with part 2 of how to grab and rearrange, record, and put a song out in about a week. So we are going to go to a song that I've already downloaded. This piece is by Franz Liszt, who died in 1886, so he died 126 years ago, which puts it before our 1922 cutoff date. So we're good. Obviously, we're pretty good with this one. Now, last time I did one on how to find something that's in the public domain, gave you Public Domain Sherpa and some other resources there that will help you with your search of music tunes that you would like to rearrange, if you so desire. We get to the first part here. Now, if I was going to rearrange this song, there are several things that I need to be aware of. First of all, this lovely 19 here, if you count this out, this is probably going to end up being 19 notes that are squeezed into the space of those are 16th notes, so 19 in the space of 16. Let's just test that theory. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So I have 19 of those, and they are going to be squeezed into the space of 16, which would be 4 sets of 16th notes. So have to be very aware of your tuplets. I have the 19s here again. Now sometimes your tuplets are not so discernible. Sometimes I've run into many pieces where they've done tuplets, and this is a good one. Like you're in a 4/4 time signature, common time 4/4. And if I go here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a half, 7, 8 beats. So obviously these 8 beats are not really 8 beats because we didn't switch time signatures. So it's kind of squeezing that all into one measure. So you have to be aware of some of the tricks of the trade to be able to pull out some older sheet music. You have to know what a pedal tone is, because that's what this is doing here. Maetzel's metronome, or metronome mark, however you want to look at that. It does actually stand for Maetzel's metronome. But you need to be aware of some of the items in the sheet music. Now, you also need to be aware this is so far in the key of C, no sharps, no flats. And so you need to be aware of some basic structures, some basic chords, sometimes some not so basic chords. But I find that as long as you can grab a triad or a seventh, most music will let you get away with that. You don't really have to worry about ninths and 11ths and 13ths, as long as you can figure out your basic triads and sevenths. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to run through the piece and figure out what chord we're playing. Now, follow along. You should know your bass clef and your treble clef to do this. All cows, so that's a C, and that is, of course, a C. And this is a C, an octave below that. So we have octave Cs. So probably good chance that we're starting out over a C chord. But if you look at it, it's actually a C7. See this B flat here? Repeating the B flat, repeating the B flat. Okay, this is putting this section into kind of a C7. And then you've got a G flat, which kind of puts it into kind of a G7 flat 5 going on. So you've got some interesting tonalities going on here. Here you've got a C, you've got a G, you've got a B flat, you've got an E. So that is a C7 chord right there. So that's a pretty good indicator that he meant this all to go over a C7. So this is probably going to end up functioning as an added flat 5. So things like that you need to be aware of. You need to be aware of your chord structures. And many times I've seen triads. A lot of times I'll pick up a triad, and that triad will be a diminished triad, as I just worked on in a song that we were working on. But when I listened back to it, the diminished really didn't fit. There are times when the diminished will fit. There are times when the diminished doesn't fit. Now, the really cool thing about chords is when you get into pluralities and things, you find out that, you know, a diminished chord, like let's say a C sharp diminished chord, C sharp, E, G, is actually part of an E minor sixth chord, which would be E, G, B, C sharp. So when you can look at that and go, well, okay, then if it's not working as a C sharp diminished, then I can use it as an E minor sixth. You can kind of flesh out what arrangement and what chords and things you're going to use. So that is the next step, is to go through and just figure out all the darn chords and what you're going to play and who's going to play what part. And that doesn't necessarily all happen easily. There are a couple of times that I've sent some things over and Aaron sent them back to me and said, hey, that really sounds like crap. You may want to consider changing it. So, you know, it's kind of a back and forth thing. You have to listen to it a couple of times. But I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm actually going to go ahead and leave off with that now and then pick up on the actual arrangements in just a second.